there have been more call-ups this week than we can keep track of. There probably has been one signing since we've been on the air.
Well, when you say we keep track of, I need for you to keep track of all of that. And I'm sure you have to, at some point, going to have to break that down for us.
We're just going to start naming them and see how far it gets us.
Do you mean name dropping? Is that what we're doing?
A different type of name dropping.
I like Jordan Bell being aggressive early. That's one of the things that has been a knock on Jordan Bell. He has tremendous skill. At the same time, you don't see it at all times, but I like him being aggressive to start the game.
Lakeland in the black. This is a drive for Dylan Smith. And we welcome everyone to Mandalay Bay, the AT&T Winter Showcase in the G League, Day 3, with Corey Alexander, David Resnick. Just underway in the first quarter between Santa Cruz, the G League affiliate of Golden State, and Lakeland, the G League club of Orlando. Caleb Ledoux, in his first year out of LSU, scores the game's first bucket. And
Lakeland coming out defensively in a zone, so you're going to get the opportunities from around the three-point arc. Going to have to take advantage of it.
Stepping out is John Teskey, and he knocks down a three to knot things up.
And that's going to be a challenge for Jordan Bell, of course, a great rim protector, one of the leading shot blockers in Oregon basketball history, but has to recognize Teskey has the ability to shoot the three. Going to have to make sure he gets out and get a hand up.
Ledoux on the kick out, and this is Quindary Weatherspoon missing inside. TJ Hawes wants to run the break, double teamed at the elbow, and on the kick out to Doty. He knocks down a triple. The Magic with a couple opening trifectas in the first 2 minutes.
A great start for the Magic offensively. We talked about how much production offensively they're missing, but right now haven't missed a beat. Each and every one of these guys in the Magic uniform looking forward to their opportunities to get some shots up.
They've had to wait around for a couple of days. And they're playing back-to-back days in 3 and 4.
And you see Jordan Bell stepping in to help, but at the same time, in the NBA, of course, one thing you don't want to do is leave a guy that you know is a knockdown shooter. So you would concede the two and make the guard finish over the top of his defender in comparison to giving up the wide open three.
TJ Hawes makes that reverse layup. Seth Cooper of Santa Cruz calling an early timeout. His team has allowed 8 straight in this first quarter.
The AT&T G League Winter Showcase is brought to you by Taco Bell's Double Steak Grilled Cheese Burrito, American Express. See what you can expect when you're with Amex Platinum. And Beats by Dre, the official headphones of the G League.
No one has faster internet speeds than Spectrum Business. We're built for the new way you do business. The extra online orders you're making, the way your customers are using Wi-Fi when they come in, the increase in to-go orders you're dishing out. We get it. Small businesses are working harder and smarter than ever. And with speeds all the way up to a gigabit per second and over 99.9% network reliability, Spectrum Business is the best internet to keep your business up to speed. No nonsense, just business. Spectrum Business.
It's not 1,000 lights twinkling that makes their holidays special. It's you. And 20 volts whirring, 10 dishes warming, 8 guests arriving, 42 inches rolling, 1 million leaves blowing, or 1 gift card gifting. If you can't make up your mind, make the holidays yours with Black Friday prices now through December. At the Home Depot, how doers get more done.
A look at the Santa Cruz huddle, which also doubles as former practice mates of Klay Thompson. As the All-Star works back into form from injury, he was assigned to the Santa Cruz Warriors a couple of stints in the last month to scrimmage and practice at the G League level. You could see him in the front left with the rest of the squad.
So is it just me, or has the rest of the world noticed the transition that Klay Thompson is making into Jackie Moon? Are you familiar with Jackie Moon? Do you know? And of course, Klay is a big Jackie Moon fan, and you see the resemblance right now. The headband, growing the hair out.
You notice notice my silence?
Rezzy, you telling me you don't know Jackie Moon?
I'm really bad with pop culture and normal knowledge. But what I can tell you is that Clay's older brother, Michael, played with Santa Cruz with Steph's younger brother, Seth. And they won a championship, G League championship in 2015, the same year that Golden State won a title as well. So you had the NBA Splash Brothers and the G League Splash Brothers in the Bay.
I'll take it. I'll take that. Love it. Jackie Moon, you've never seen the movie Semi-Pro. Will Ferrell playing in the ABA. Rezzy, when you get off air tonight, I want you to go immediately to your hotel.
You're going to work the next 3 quarters with me, Corey? I can just feel the disappointment.
But Clay with the headband right now, of course, and his opportunities, and a very passionate press conference talking about how badly he wants to win the 4th championship and how much he wants to get back on the floor. But I can appreciate the way the Golden State Warriors are handling his rehabilitation and putting him in a position to when he does come back, he can come back and be at full speed or as close to full speed as he possibly can be in comparison to bringing him in on a minutes restriction, playing short minutes in each and every game, allowing him to come back and be as close to Klay Thompson as he could possibly be.
It's become much more of a trend for established NBA players to take an assignment to practice with the G League club. That's an offensive foul called against Jeremiah Tillman. Or in the instance of Serge Ibaka, actually played at the G League level this year as he worked his way back into form.
I actually did. I called that game, and that was early November. He came down and played with the Agua Caliente Clippers and played well, and more importantly, he played significant minutes at crunch time. We were expecting him to really be on a rehab assignment as Jordan Bell gets the nice, easy layup. But Serge Ibaka actually came and played meaningful minutes and competed in that game against G League Ignite, and Clippers got a win in that one, but Serge Ibaka on his way back to the Clippers to stop off here in Vegas for a little G League action.
This is TJ Hawes in his 2nd year out of BYU. A bad pass. Weatherspoon to steal. Could not finish in transition.
That's one Weatherspoon will want back. Oh, speaking of wanting back, Dowdy throwing that to the official who, if I'm an official at that point, I think I'm just going to catch it. Maybe square it up, see if I can knock down a 3. I mean, it's already a dead ball, right?
Isaac Barnett was open.
True, for a reason.
Omar Bermudez and Marcy Williams rounding out our officiating crew. Long rebound, back tap, and a reset for Ledoux. And he knocks down the trifecta.
What do you call that in the pickup game? 2 for $1. Ledoux missed the first one. He gets it back. Someone yells out 2 for $1. You got to shoot the second one. You knock it down. You're shooting 50%.
I guess it's probably me not shouting that out, but whoa, was that loud by Tillman? What's that called in the playground?
Well, I'm not sure if he caught a body. Not sure if anyone was around him, but it's definitely talked about afterwards. And for us, we get to talk about it right now. Instant replay. Jeremiah Tillman finishing it up.
I love that look from above.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I mean, you think, we've got pros. We've got pros all over the place. You know what I mean? Camera guys, everyone in the truck. I would say you, except for the fact that you lied to me earlier today.
I don't know if that's true.
Of course you don't, because it was you lying.
Just a misinterpretation of your question.
No.
With best intentions, LJ Figueroa making 1 for 2. Experimental rule in the G League, now in its 3rd year. Over the course of the first 46 minutes, in every instance, a player is going to only shoot 1 free throw. That could be worth 1, 2, or 3. I distracted that pretty quickly.
Yes, you did.
I know you're coming back to it.
I'm coming back.
Dowdy over an outstretched arm.
I can appreciate that. And, of course, you know, where Dowdy threw the basketball out of bounds earlier, it was an opportunity for him to pull up on the break. And when you're a shooter, stop looking to pass the basketball. When you know you have shots, take them.
Lakeland back in front. That was short into the hands of Figueroa for the lay-in.
No, that was a pass. You're not going with that?
That would be helpful. We'll see if the official score will be generous.
Santa Cruz foul number 25, LJ Figueroa, his first personal foul.
See Dowdy off the bounce, the separation, little step back, but still the ability to get enough arc on his shot to knock down his second three of the evening.
Dylan Smith is at the line, shooting one free throw worth 2 in the Arizona product. Rattles that home. Lead going back and forth. That was a look for Chandler Hutchinson on assignment from Phoenix. We'll get into how that works in a moment. Entry into Teskey, feels the double and got fouled.
Teskey's shown us a bit of his perimeter game already, now taking it into the post. And more importantly, avoiding the double team, spinning baseline, getting an opportunity at the free throw line.
Teskey got fouled, attempting a 2-point field goal. So this free throw is worth 2 for the 7'1" product out of Michigan.
And no one compared to size-wise on the floor for the Warriors, so you look for Teskey to take advantage of those opportunities.
He's
size advantage in the block.
He's guarding the 6'6" Figueroa, who tries to use his quickness advantage and the baby hook off glass.
Yeah, nice finish by Figueroa, knowing the shot blocker was coming over, still getting it off the glass for 2.
Dowdy launching deep, and the rebound, Hutchinson.
Got numbers, got to take advantage of them. 5-on-4, I'm sure you could get a better shot than that one. You don't have a problem with the 3, but at the same time, I'm sure there was one that would have been not as contested.
Teskey, baseline spin, and that is denied. Hutchinson.
Number 4, Quentin Green checks in for Magic. Number 3, Isaiah Ross. Also
Chandler Hutchinson coming from the weak side. Teskey turned baseline on the last one. This time Hutchinson is there to come up with the block shot. And Hutchinson is one of those guys who came into the NBA with the intent on being a 3-and-D guy. Hasn't necessarily established that role yet, but still working on it and getting his opportunities here in the G League. And speaking of 3-and-D, it doesn't get better when you talk 3-and-D than Klay Thompson or Jackie Moon, or are they one?
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save up to 60% on your monthly mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Use the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator. And in 3 easy steps, you'll instantly see how much money you could save by switching to Spectrum Mobile. See for yourself. Visit spectrummobile.com/save today.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
It's time to check out the national TV schedule brought to you by Taco Bell. We have another quadruple header for you tomorrow on the final day of the G League Winter Showcase at 2 Eastern on ESPN News. Texas takes on College Park, followed by the championship game of the Showcase Cup between Oklahoma City and Delaware at 5 Eastern. Then over on ESPN Plus at 8, Lakeland takes on Salt Lake City. And in the nightcap, Sioux Falls faces off with Austin to close out the Winter Showcase. 17-16 in favor of Lakeland. John Teskey, the rebound. The only active player for Lakeland from a championship they won 9 months ago. Knocked down by Dowdy.
Dowdy feeling good about himself here early. The third three-pointer for him in the first quarter. And looking to be aggressive.
Figueroa from the corner, no. Dowdy in transition.
More importantly, knowing to find the camera on the way to the floor after the finish, recognizing where the camera is, and that's a skill in itself. You know, it's a lot going on in the basketball game. But to be able to score a bucket and then recognize exactly where the camera is and get a great look, say hi to mom, as Dowdy knocks down a three earlier and then gets out in transition, showing off all his skills, attacking the basket to finish over the shot blocker and Jordan Bell, and then recognizing the camera.
You don't think it was just a coincidental look?
Absolutely not. All the action was going on the right side, not to the left where the camera was.
Eddie Stansberry completes the three-point play. It was a beautiful pass from the top for Jordan Bell.
And that's another great skill of Jordan Bell. And when you look at Jordan Bell, and we talked about him, you know, of course, winning a championship with the Warriors in 2018, as Quade Green gets his first bucket on the evening. But Jordan Bell goes to the Golden State Warriors. There's a perfect example for him there as to how he has to play to be successful in the NBA in Draymond Green. Similar size. Jordan Bell is a great defender at Oregon, and you see he has great passing ability, as does Draymond Green. When you're a rookie, a young player in the NBA, and you have that example, you have to follow Draymond Green. Jordan Bell should have gotten on Draymond Green's nerves every day and followed him everywhere he went, tried to be Draymond Green. And had he done so, he most likely would still be with the Warriors or definitely playing that role for another NBA team right now.
He's bounced around Minnesota, Memphis, Washington last year, Golden State as well. And it's very rare for a player to return to the organization and play in the G League for a franchise they've already been associated with, but I think it says a lot about the fact that Bell has returned to Golden State and Santa Cruz.
Well, it talks about how good of a person he is. I will say that Jordan Bell is a great young man. And again, it didn't necessarily work out in the long term for him at Golden State, but I'm sure that, you know, the Golden State administration recognizes that they love him as a person, and again, they may give him another opportunity to help them in the future.
Weatherspoon one-on-one. The cavalry arrives and one. Eddie Stansberry runs the floor and gets rewarded with a chance at a three-point play.
But great recognition by Quindary Weatherspoon, not only to get the steal, but recognize how hard Stansberry's running and looking out for his teammate who looks out for him as well. Weatherspoon gets the assist. Stansberry gets the bucket.
Tracked down by Quade Green. Quade Green, one of the 4 players that Lakeland picked up just prior to the start of Showcase after 4 of their players earned a G League call-up to the NBA to help Orlando out with their roster.
Quade Green, a McDonald's All-American.
Witherspoon, yes! Quindary Weatherspoon is heading to the free throw line after that acrobatic finish.
And Witherspoon, who's been a distributor and also a scorer, taking upon himself the strong upper body to be able to finish through the contact and opportunity for the three-point play.
John Teskey back in the Lakeland lineup.
Weatherspoon spent the first 2 years of his pro career with San Antonio after scoring 2,000+ points in Mississippi State. Bell the board, 1:10 remaining first quarter, tied at 24.
Nice find. You see Jordan Bell just making plays. The nice find to the corner, unable to score, but then just getting his hands on the basketball, keeping possessions alive, and giving Weatherspoon another opportunity to put second chance points on the board for the Warriors. Another opportunity for a three-point play.
Lakeland has not found a way to this point to slow down that straight line drive of Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon missing his first 5 attempts, has made his last 2, and has another three-point play.
The Warriors back in a zone now. We've seen both these teams playing zone defensively. And of course, in the NBA and G League, zones have to be different. You have to be within a certain distance of an offensive player. Gary Witherspoon, who's had active hands in the passing game throughout this first quarter.
6 lead changes, 3 ties. Santa Cruz won a low-scoring game yesterday against Long Island. Lakeland making its showcase debut tonight. Quade forced it up at the end of the shot clock. Isaiah Ross tracked it down and goes right to the rim, but couldn't finish, but commits the foul.
Lakeland foul number 3, Isaiah Ross, his second personal foul. Warriors in the bonus.
You give the Warriors credit. They have battled in this game, and they're not playing with a very big lineup. Not much size on the floor.
Also playing without 2 of their better players. Jeff Doughton on a 2-way contract with Golden State, not here after 28 points yesterday. Axel Tuton, one of their veterans and best players, sitting on the bench but will not play this evening. He won an NBA championship last year with Milwaukee after earning a call-up. But that's the nature of the G League, and the remaining Warriors play on. Defending Green, Quade Green at the end of the first quarter. That's a tough layup that goes to pull Lakeland to within 1.
Your score at the end of the first
Samir
quarter.
Dowdy off to a great start for the Lakeland Magic. 11 points for him already, 4 for 5 from the field, 3 for 4 from beyond the three-point arc, and shooting the basketball with tremendous confidence and also recognizing exactly where the camera is.
Importance of the G League to Team USA. How has the G League been so vital to what Team USA has done in the last half-decade?
Well, the G League's been a great partner of USA Basketball when FIBA changed the qualifying system for the World Cup. No longer do you qualify for the World Cup by winning the Olympic Games, and we have to follow a process to qualify for the World Cup similar to soccer. So we have 6 windows over 15 months, and we play 2 games each window. And 4 of the 6 windows are in season, so the partnership with the G League is incredibly important because the G League allows us to use players in season from the G League to make up our national team. And so it's been a wonderful thing for USA Basketball, and we hope it's been a great thing for the players too. The more exposure some of these great players can get, just because they're not in the NBA and they're not, they're trying to work their way in there, doesn't mean they're not great players. And with the more exposure and the more opportunity they have for people to see them, hopefully they can advance their careers.
And Sean, USA Basketball recently announcing that Steve Kerr will be the next head coach for the men's senior national team. And of course, Coach Kerr has been with Greg Popovich and been involved with USA Basketball for a while. Give me some of the criteria behind why he was the decision and how you feel about that.
Well, I'm really excited about it for USA Basketball and for, all the things that we try to do. And Grant Hill is the managing director now, taking over after a long period of success that Jerry Colangelo had. And, Grant kind of really talked to a lot of people and identified, Steve as someone that was important because, continuity is really important. Player availability and continuity is really what, helps with success over the years for USA Basketball. And the continuity of Steve, participating as an assistant in the World Cup in '19 and the Olympic Games this past summer, all the things that he saw and to see the international game up close personally can really help as we build, hopefully the success we had on this summer for 23 and 24. So Steve's an ideal candidate for that, and to bring all the lessons learned over the last couple years and take advantage of it as we continue to get better.
And Sean, of course, USA Basketball, not just the senior national team, but you've got the junior national teams as well. And you look out on the court today and you see Quade Green, who won a gold medal with the U19 team. But you have seen so many young players grow up and not only become NBA superstars, but also contributing to USA Basketball. Just how is that for you when you see these guys so young and then all of a sudden they're playing on the Olympic team?
It's great. It's been a lot of fun. I guess it shows my age a little bit when, someone's on our 16 and under team and the next thing you know, they're on our, Olympic team. We had a U18 team in 2002, which is now 19 years ago, and 3 of those players went on to be Olympic, 4 of those players went on to be gold medalists, Carmelo and Chris Bosh and Andre Iguodala and Darren Williams. So through the years, it's just been great to see them kind of grow up, and I ran into Quade in the layup line just a couple minutes ago before the game started, and it was great to see him.
Sean, I believe coming up, another window for World Cup qualifying this summer. A delayed AmeriCup will be played. What's the outlook for kind of filling out the teams and Team USA moving forward?
One window at a time. That's kind of what we have to do. And we're hosting Puerto Rico and Mexico February 24th and 27th here in the United States. And, the coaching staff, Jim Boylan, Harrington, and Ty Ellis are here, looking at every player that we can just to make sure we know as we get closer, potentially available players and see where they are. It's kind of funny, we talked to Jordan Bell before the game. He was, on the squad, was projected to be on the squad in November, and through COVID protocol wasn't able to participate. And we want to have him in February, but we also told him we hope he's not available. That's the funny part of the qualifier, because we'd love nothing more than to see him in the NBA. So you take what you can, and we build our team accordingly.
Sean Ford, the USA Men's Basketball Team Director, we thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to a lot of these G Leaguers being part of your squads moving forward.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Great education there, both learning how the G League impacts Team USA, but also to get some additional thoughts on Steve Kerr and his appointment as the senior national team head coach.
Absolutely, and I've coached under Sean Ford in USA Basketball Nike Hoop Summit in 2013 and 14, and I can tell you, no one takes their job more seriously and is as passionate about their job as Sean Ford is. He loves what he does and takes so much pride in representing USA Basketball, and again, great person to be involved in his role.
Jair Grayer on the kick out, TJ Hawes. Throughout that interview, we showed Nick Kerr, the son of Steve, who's an assistant with Santa Cruz. But Sean brought up such a great point where the projected lineup 1 week might be altered because of a call-up, and that just speaks to the G League in general and the idea where we're expecting to see tonight Jeff Doughton not here, Axel Toupon not playing, and it's just kind of the nature of the league and next man up and being ready when your number's called.
It really is, and as Sean mentions that, I believe Isaiah Thomas was actually on that roster, another one of those projected players, but now that he's called up with the Los Angeles Lakers, we're not sure if Isaiah Thomas will be available, and I know Sean Ford is extremely happy for Isaiah Thomas getting the opportunity to get back into the NBA. But at the same time, you would like to have those buckets with you.
Timeout called by Lakeland. Magic trailing by 3. First half from Las Vegas.
The AT&T G League Winter Showcase is brought to you by Taco Bell's Toasted Breakfast Burrito.
This is your home. This is your family room / gym. The guest bedroom / music studio. The day bed / dog bed. The living room / yoga shanty / regional office / classroom. And this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
The NBA G League is the world's most greatness in the making, the most graduated, and the most groundbreaking league. Visit gleague.nba.com to get in on the action and find games in your area. Corey, when you played in the G League, most recently 2004-2005, it was fourth season of the league, 8 teams in the southeastern part of the state now, 30 teams coast to coast. So when we say find out if there's a team in your area, there's a pretty good chance that there is.
There is, and you also have the opportunity for the local tryouts. Again, the G League is available to anyone coming out trying out. Now, again, doesn't mean you're going to make the team. You got to be able to play to be, in the G, but at the same time, it is available for anyone. And there are a number of guys who have actually made the G League rosters from the local tryouts. So again, an opportunity for everyone. My guy Dane Urban always likes to say there's a level of play for everyone. The G League gives everyone that opportunity.
Jonathan Simmons comes to mind, making the Austin Spurs roster a couple of years ago. John Teskey, Alfonso McKinney, I believe another. Just never know. But this league gives you a certain platform to be seen by scouts and executives from all 30 teams, especially here at Showcase on the kick out to Weatherspoon. That's off the front of the rim. And there have been 2 types of players that have been signed to NBA contracts in the last week, either NBA free agents that didn't have a home or G Leaguers. So this is the place to be.
It is, again, and it allows you to be able to play at a high level against great competition, stay sharp, and with all the eyes of all 30 NBA teams getting an opportunity to watch you, see your tape, see what you do well, and can you help their team. Again, no one is going to come from the G League and average, 25 points a game right into the NBA. Normally, when you get a call up, your role is not going to be to come in and be the primary scorer. It's going to be to play a role outside of one of the NBA superstars. And that's what most of the scouts are looking for. Can you come in and fulfill that role that you needed within the respective organization?
Kendall Smith gets all the way in. 4th year out of Oklahoma State. 5:20 remaining first half in a back-and-forth game. Dowdy, 3 off the rim. Eli Pemberton, 2nd year out of Hofstra with the rebound.
You see Jordan Bell catching the basketball 3 feet, 4 feet from the basket, never even attempts to score. That's one of the areas where, again, for him, you would have expected some progression. Still a great passer, but has to be more aggressive on the offensive end of the floor.
Smith, no. Good box out by Hawes. I see why you said earlier that he should have been on the hip of Draymond Green when he was a rookie, because that was very Draymond-like to just move the ball.
When you look at Jordan Bell, he has similar skills. Now, Jordan was a big, at Oregon. Draymond really played more of a point forward and still is a point forward, so Draymond has more perimeter skill, but at the same time, that's something that can be developed. When basketball becomes your job, when you leave college and you're no longer going to class and it's basketball 24/7, those are skills that can be developed. I believe Jordan Bell has the athleticism. He's a very good defender. And I'm sure that was something that the Warriors were looking to see if he would take that on. In an NBA game, when you get to the basket and you attack me, he has a foot in the paint. And Jordan Bell is athletic enough, he has to challenge on that possession. So right now, you think about it, if that's Steph Curry coming in, everyone is going to help on Steph Curry. You're going to have an easy bucket, but you have to be looking to score, can't be looking to throw the ball back out.
Santa Cruz calls timeout. Late stages, second quarter, here from the showcase.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
The annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues with 5 of the best gifts anyone could ask for. The star-studded schedule starts at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN with Hawks Knicks. Then over on ABC is Celtics Bucks and Warriors Suns. Nets Lakers is on ABC and ESPN with the day capped off by Mavs Jazz at 10:30 Eastern. Very good chance that you will see somebody on Christmas Day that played here at the showcase.
I believe so. I can tell you one guy who didn't play the showcase because he was already up on the two-way with the Warriors. I saw him on the bench, Chris Chiozza, last night when, I'm not sure if you saw Draymond's son as the ball boy yesterday, and went and gave Chris Chiozza's T-shirt to Klay Thompson when Chiozza came out of the game. Also went and gave Steph his shirt afterwards, but showed off his dance moves as well.
Caleb Ledoux sticks a 3. Thinking about that first game, Hawks-Knicks, Lance Stevenson has returned to the NBA, and a very good chance that he'll be around when the Hawks visit his hometown. After a couple years out of the league to get back to Madison Square Garden in your first week back.
I can't hear Lance Stevenson's name without hearing, in my mind, Lance will make him dance. Lance will make him dance. You do know that, right? You do know about Lance will make him dance?
I know about Born Ready.
Born Ready, that was his nickname when he came out of high school. If Lance will make him dance was his thing in the NBA. When he would hit somebody with a cross, they drop, and Lance starts dancing on the way back.
If you don't want to be disappointed for the rest of the night, you should probably stop asking me questions.
Second personal foul. 13 foul on the Warriors.
You know what? My fault. That is my fault. I'm going to take that.
There's a few games of precedent at this point that I'm going to let you down. Lakeland down by 4. Dylan Smith couldn't finish. Neither could Ledoux.
That's not funny. You laugh. That's not. I've done that. So that's why it's not funny.
It's an unintentional laugh. I think it was nervousness.
I've been there.
Figueroa
Nice
kicking out. It's Weatherspoon. Back to Figueroa. Ledoux off the rim, rebounded by Dylan Smith. 2:05 remaining first half. Already 8 lead changes. Isaiah Ross tees up a 3. That is airball out of bounds.
So yesterday you asked me if I was a dunker, and I told you yes, and I've got a number of dunks in the NBA. However, the biggest highlight of mine on YouTube is me missing a dunk my rookie year.
Who are those people?
I tell you what, evil. That's who they are. I just checked in the game, and it's my fault because I should have given the basketball up. Dell Demps was ahead of me. I should have given it up, and I didn't. And I go in to dunk it, which is easy for me. I missed the dunk. Doc Rivers Chuck Person, my teammates are just going off on the sideline in laughter. The next day, I get called to lunch by Hank Egan, our assistant coach, and he basically told me at that time, if I ever did anything like that again, I would not be on the playoff roster. The scariest moment I ever had as an NBA player. Changed my entire mentality. Never looked anybody else off again. Always gave it up on the break.
So you were pass first in transition from then on.
From then on, I would look behind me to see if I had a teammate coming. Here you go. This is for you.
So your teammates knew to run with you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They knew. We get out on the break. Now, if I'm all by myself, I'm dunking it.
Samir Dowdy at the line. That free throw worth 2. Cuts the deficit in half as we approach the final 90 seconds.
Matter of fact, I've got to create my own YouTube channel now so that that's not the only highlight.
Quade Green. Pass is intercepted. That was the Alexander principle where he looked behind.
And it was a mistake. Even worse when it gets you a turnover.
First team foul under 2 minutes.
.105 to go. Ledoux, the leading scorer for Santa Cruz with 12 points. This is Hutchison. He will go to the line.
But that's what you love about Jordan Bell. You can run offense through him. He can play the point forward position. He can be a guy behind post that drops dimes. That is not an easy pass. He gets that through a very tight window with a defender in his face with no problem. That's the type of guy you want playing with a Steph Curry. With the ball movement, and you've got Klay Thompson coming back, the type of ball movement that the Warriors have, Jordan Bell fits the mold, and which is part of the reason I'm sure he's back with the Warriors organization. He still needs to show them that he's capable of coming up and helping their team.
50 seconds to go. John Teske back into the game. High-low look, and another rim rocker for Jeremiah Tillman. Tied at 40. And a turnover back to Lakeland.
Great high-low action. Teske recognizing Tillman has a smaller player on his back. Hutchison at 6'8", Tillman at 6'10", able to catch over the top and finish. Jeremiah Tillman out of Missouri, trying to find his way into the NBA, but a guy like Tillman now in the NBA game would have to be a center. And of course, for a center in NBA, the biggest thing for you is can you guard pick and roll and be able to stay with a guard coming off, because oftentimes most teams are switching. Can you stay with the guard 2 to 3 dribbles and contest them at the rim without your teammates having to help?
9 first half lead changes. 30 seconds to go. Bell kicking out. Hutchison short. Claimed by Teske with the shot clock off. Eight seconds to go. Pause. Rejected. Good defense by Weatherspoon. Ledoux this time takes care of it.
That's what happens. If you laugh at my guy Caleb Ledoux for missing a dunk, he shows you.
It's a slight chuckle, unintentionally.
Fair enough. And Sean Livingston named Director of Player Affairs and Engagement for the Golden State Warriors, and I'm sure Sean Livingston, watching Jordan Bell, would probably have the conversation with him about being more aggressive offensively, not only necessarily to score, but making plays to help his teammates. 2 assists for Jordan Bell early in this game. But I feel like he can be more aggressive on the offensive end of the floor, but the 9 rebounds always will translate well.
44-42, the lead for Santa Cruz. Starters for both sides out there to begin the third, including the game's high scorer, Samir Dowdy. This is Dylan Smith knocking ahead on 3. Dowdy, his first year out of Auburn, spent 2 seasons playing for the Tigers after 2 years at VCU. Caleb Ledoux, misfiring from 3. He was 4 of 9 from beyond the arc in the first half. Smith couldn't hit in the mid-range.
Nice pass.
Pemberton, a chance for 3.
One of the things we've seen in this game, Quindary Weatherspoon without Jeff Doughton becoming more of a playmaker, playing a lot of point guard in this one, and a beautiful find from Weatherspoon. Pemberton gets to the free throw line after a strong finish.
Pemberton left Hofstra after 2020. That was a squad for the Pride that won the CAA championship, but then could not participate in the NCAAs because of COVID. Speedy Claxton, former NBA player, spent time with Golden State, now the head coach at his alma mater at Hofstra. 2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Weatherspoon in the post, pretty.
Strong from Weatherspoon there, and of course his ability to score in so many different ways. Shoot the 3, drive it to the basket, and also post up. Score at all levels. I guess you have to be. You scored 2,000 points in college, and that's without a COVID year. You know, not these stats to have an asterisk beside it nowadays.
He'll pull up. Too strong. Ledoux wrestles it away from his teammates.
See, what was he supposed to do right there? You see Weatherspoon missed a 3. He gets it right back. He's supposed to say what?
2 for $1.
There we go, 2 for $1. Shoot another 3. He's going to knock it down.
You know, I become educated working with you over the course of the game.
Hey, it goes both ways, my guy. And you see Quindary Weatherspoon, the 1-foot fadeaway step back made famous by Dirk Nowitzki. Adapted by so many players in today's game. And a shot that I do love, by the way. Contrary to the floater, I like the 1-foot step back because it throws defenders off, doesn't give them an opportunity to truly defend it. 1 foot makes the shot quicker. You're still fading away. You get that shot off.
Dowdy gets it back. Working with Tillman, one more Smith, feet set, launching for 3.
And Smith off to a great start here in the second half. His second 3 in the third quarter.
He missed all 5 of his attempts from beyond the arc in the first half. 3-point Santa Cruz lead. Catch and shoot pause. That is short. Ledoux. Pause, played in Poland last year, returning stateside after a college career at BYU. Teskey missing from deep. Jacob Evans draws the blocking foul. We talked a bunch how Jordan Bell plays for Golden State.
You see this play right here. Quindary Weatherspoon, after the bump, goes to the back leg, the 1-leg fadeaway. And again, there's nothing that Hawes can do to defend that shot. It's simply about whether you make it or you miss it. And it's so difficult to guard because the defender is not expecting for you to go off that 1 foot. And even if they are, they still can't lunge towards you and be able to defend it. It's a simple pump fake. We see Kevin Durant do it all the time. If they're going to lunge at you, you pump fake, allow the defender to fly into you, still get the shot off, an opportunity for the and one. Now again, everyone can't take that shot because again, everyone's light's not the same color. Now, if you've got the fluorescent green light like Kevin Durant does, you can get away with that. But if you're Corey Alexander checking in at the end of the first quarter, playing, 2 minutes there and then 4 minutes into the second, you miss that shot, you may not get your 4 minutes in the second quarter. You may be sitting on the side watching. So that shot's not for everybody. You got to make sure you have that level of a light to get that off.
You just name dropped yourself. I like that. Little third person.
I do what I can do when I can do it.
LJ Figueroa has checked in. Here's Evans, who, like Bell, played for Golden State at one point in his career. He went right at Tillman for 2.
A smart play by Evans, getting to the lower body of Tillman, take away the shot blocker, and then stay on balance to be able to finish at the rim.
Tillman backing his way down, was stripped. Now Evans leads the break.
Nice play.
Corner look for Evans. Weak side rebound.
The Warriors sharing the basketball extremely well, though, and of course, which would be expected of any team that has Warriors on the front of their jersey. But when you attack the basket, and of course, you're always looking to get a teammate to work, that's beneficial when it happens against them. As TJ Hawes knocks down a 3 in the corner.
Lakeland with 11 assists on 17 made buckets. 11 assists for Santa Cruz on 20 made buckets prior to the Weatherspoon make. Dowdy's heading to the free throw line.
Santa Cruz foul.
That foul brings us to a timeout midway through the third. Lakeland and Santa Cruz.
The AT&T G League Winter Showcase is brought to you by American Express. See what you can expect when you're with Amex Platinum. And Taco Bell's Double Steak Grilled Cheese Burrito.
I'm a product policy manager. There's little agreement whether we should be leaving more content up, taking more content down. Without regulation, we're navigating that space as best we can. I think a standardized approach would help platforms all across the board.
Back here in Las Vegas, third quarter action. So pleased now to be joined by Mark Spears, senior writer for The Undefeated. And before we get into broader NBA league topics, Mark, what do you think has been the overarching storyline of this G League showcase?
I think we saw it the first 2 days. This is a G League night. I was able to write about them recently. And, you know, Sharif Abdul-Rahim and Jason Hart, the coach, are doing a fantastic job, you know, coaching these young guys who are going to end up being future NBA stars. You know, you see Jalen Green, who's been hurt, but he was number 2 pick. Jonathan Kuminga with the Warriors, who started last night. Like, they started in this program. They were the guinea pigs of this program in the first year. And now you got the second-year guys, you know, like Hardy. They're going to be special. There's about 4 or 5 first-round picks, maybe a couple second-round kids on this team. And so, you know, in this day and age where you got all these young kids looking for an opportunity that's something different from college, like overtime, you know, the G League Ignite seems like a great place.
And Mark, of course, you know, America knows you, the Undefeated, of course, ESPN and NBA senior writer and all that stuff.
But I got to interrupt you, man.
We go back.
We go back. I know you.
If we go back to when you were with the Denver Nuggets, we were together.
Yep, I was at the Post.
You were at the Post. We spent a lot of time on the road. And matter of fact, some stories I can't tell, but I'm going to wait till we come back from break to get into the stories I can tell.
You wore jersey number 1, right? Wasn't that your jersey?
Hey, check it out.
At Lowe's, we're home to great values during the holidays and every day. Where everything comes with competitive prices. And it's all backed by our Lowe's Price Promise, which means if you find an exact product from a qualifying retailer for less, we'll match it, so you can make the most of every single season.
Doug.
Superpowers from a spider bite. I could use some help showing the world how Liberty Mutual customizes their car insurance, so they only pay for what they need. Did it work? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters December 17th.
Back with NBA senior writer Mark Spears. And Mark, for you, of course, you have been part of the NBA for a very long time. You've seen guys who were players now become head coaches. Chauncey Billups, of course, with the Portland Trail Blazers, Monty Williams, to name a few. When you talk about your relationship with the league and how it's grown, how has your relationship with these players become coaches grown as well?
Well, and then broadcasters like yourself, man. Like I remember being in that Nuggets locker room with you years ago, and you and Van Exel and McDyess and Rafe and Keon Clark and Dan Issel, and y'all love Dan Issel.
Oh, don't do that. And Mark, I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you recognize, but on the Lakeland Magic bench, Johnny Taylor, former teammate, is the associate head coach over there. Yeah.
That's him?
That's JTZ.
Man, a history lesson. Johnny Taylor was involved in this trade. I always talk about this trade where the Nuggets traded Ron Mercer, who wanted a big deal, who at the time was represented by Master P.
Yeah, I remember.
And Ron Mercer had an agent who would come to the Pepsi Center to talk to Dennis. And I remember the guy had an all-white suit and a white top hat coming to Denver in the snow, so he fit in. And I think Dan was like, we can't get a deal with him. So he traded Ron Mercer, Johnny Taylor, and threw in an injured guard by the name of Chauncey Billups.
I almost cried on that trade when Chauncey got traded.
Y'all were hurt that Chauncey got traded. Oh, man. And in return, you got my fellow San Jose State Spartan, Tariq Abdul-Wahad, and Chris Gatling. And I think that trade, at the time, you guys were a playoff team, but that trade didn't work right, and you guys did not make the playoffs. I remember. It didn't. It was Denny McGowan and Dan Issel, and I love them both, but that trade didn't work. I'm bringing some old names back.
So my man Dave Resnick over here is going to accuse you of name dropping like he's been doing me the entire week. But, you know, again, coming to my name dropping, and I talk about people who are my guy, Mark Spears is my guy. And Mark Spears put in the work. You're talking about someone, and again, you see him on NBA Today all the time. You see him on SportsCenter, et cetera, et cetera. But this is a gentleman who put in the work, grinded to be in this position, Mark. I'm extremely proud of you, brother.
I love you too, man. And I'm happy for you. You grinding too. You got college games, G League, coaching. You still coaching?
You know what? I resigned. I resigned this past spring, but, you know, we'll talk about that off air.
Oh, okay. You got too many jobs anyway, man.
Very true.
So you didn't need to do that no more. God bless the kids. You're fine, man. You're fine. Number one for the Nuggets, Corey Alexander from Virginia. I remember that for sure.
Mark, just one last question before we let you go.
Why y'all gonna let me go? I ain't got nothing to do.
It's good to know. We got another 4 minutes in this quarter. That's perfect. Speaking of NBA Today, Adam Silver on ESPN Airwaves talked about how he does not anticipate the league taking a pause. What's your reaction to his overall comments today?
You know, we know a lot more than those days when I was in the bubble now, and this is a scary, scary time still. I'm still frightened. You know, it's almost a year anniversary of my colleague Sekou Smith dying of COVID. And so, you know, this is certainly nothing to play with, but as you guys have seen, they're dipping into these G League waters. You're watching this Lakeland team now. They have guys here that don't have last names on the back of their jersey. Why? Because they just basically got them off the street. They're paying them like $500 a day to replace the guys that are up with the Magic. So they're going to play on Christmas, man. They're going to play on Christmas. You know that.
Timeout is called. We'll step aside for half a minute.
I'm a product policy manager. There's little agreement whether we should be leaving more content up, taking more content down. Without regulation, we're navigating that space as best we can. I think a standardized approach would help platforms all across the board.
This is your home. This is your family room / gym. The guest bedroom / music studio. The daybed / dog bed. The living room / yoga shanty / regional office / classroom. And this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
Back here in Las Vegas, continuing our conversation with Mark Spears, senior writer for The Undefeated.
Who has nowhere to go.
ESPN.com.
Who has nowhere to go. We ain't partying in Vegas no more right now, man. We ain't doing nothing in Vegas.
None of that.
No bottle service.
Mark, going back to what you talked about earlier and the article that you wrote, because a big kind of subplot last year for G League Ignite was watching all of the top prospects play college basketball in the fall, and they didn't really get to play until the winter.
Yeah.
But from your conversations with the current crop, there doesn't seem to be any of that same fear of missing out.
No, Scoot Henderson, the 17-year-old phenom, he told me if he could do this decision again, and he's missing his senior year in high school, I said, you're missing the prom. You're missing homecoming. You're missing everything that you could do in your senior year in high school. He's like, I'm good, man. I love this. I love the opportunity to grow. And I think when you're that good, right, like, what are you going to do to take your game to the next level? And so I respect the fact that, I mean, he got paid too now. Getting $500,000 is no slouch. But he's playing against grown men. He wants to make himself ready for the NBA. Him and Hardy and Beauchamp and, you know, they came to the G League and they're not only getting tutoring on a daily basis, but you know, you're learning from NBA veterans, guys like, you know, Pooh Jeter and Amir Johnson. You know, they're learning from these guys. Jason Hart used to play in NBA. You're learning from him. You know, Thomas Scott, the son of Byron Scott, who, you know, coached the NBA. And then they have programs for them off the court, like media training. Mara, their PR director, she's done a fantastic job. They teach them about finances, what to expect off the court when you come to the NBA. All these training courses. So I think if you ask Kuminga and if you ask, you know, Jalen Green, you know, obviously you can only simulate so much to prepare for the NBA, but off the court, they got it figured out. On the court, they know what it was like to play in the NBA before they got there because they're playing against NBA talent on a nightly basis, and you're getting tutoring from former NBA players. So what they're doing with the G League Ignite, if you're an elite player, you know, Michael Foster on the team, and getting this opportunity, if you're one of the few people that they pick, because they pick you don't pick them, I think it's a really hard opportunity to turn down. Young Corey Alexander, if this would have been on this team, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, I would have gone in a heartbeat. So, Mark, when you think about the young guys for Ignite and their opportunity to get into the NBA, talk about a guy like Jordan Bell.
Yeah,
you've got a lot of ties in the Bay, and you think about a guy like Jordan Bell, who's won a championship with the Warriors, who's bounced around a bit. What does someone like Jordan Bell have to show to be able to get another opportunity back in the league?
Yeah, I mean, you see him and Hutchinson, both, you know, people that had, you know, Hutchinson's first-round pick, Bell, former NBA champ. It's got to kind of be almost heartbreaking and humbling to be here after you've played at such, you know, high heights. But they obviously want to get back in the NBA. They don't want to go overseas, don't want to play somewhere else. Just takes one team to love you, and you know, I'm a little surprised nobody picked up Jordan or at this time, especially with what's going on, and perhaps that will change. But the lesson is like when you get your opportunity, you know, and Corey, you know this, if you a star, right, like Nick Van Exel and McDyess, they had different rules than you.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying you weren't a good player, very good player.
No, but
they had different rules.
Yeah.
But if you're a player like a Jared Bell, who's a reserve, who's coming off the bench, you got to be on top of it and not be any issue. And he had some, I think, issues that caused him to lose his opportunity, and maybe have stood in the way of him coming back. But everything I've heard about Jordan since he's been in the G League is exemplary and deserving of a chance. But, you know, I'm sure there's some things from the past that are certainly kicking him now that he wish he would have just, you know, played basketball and did his job.
Mark, I don't want to have to cut you off at the end of the third quarter.
That's all right.
So
you wouldn't be the first person.
So we're going to thank you now and appreciate you hanging with us during this third quarter and dropping all the insight, and the Corey stories were top-notch.
The best Corey stories we can't talk about on air.
I'm gonna first appearance of the showcase, already day 3 of 4, as we welcome you back inside the Mandalay Bay Convention Center with Corey Alexander, David Resnick.
Once again, Golden State, I'm sorry, not Golden State Warriors, but the Santa Cruz Warriors going to a zone out of timeout, getting a stop and getting out in transition. A great job by TJ Hall stepping up, taking the charge. And you see continuing to back up, getting set as Evans continues to go aggressively to the basket. The right call there. Hall's making sure to stay outside of the restricted arc.
Santa Cruz by 4 to begin the fourth. 12 lead changes in this game, in this low-scoring contest. Santa Cruz won yesterday 81-77 over Long Island. Caleb Ledoux couldn't finish.
Back-to-back 2 great defensive plays by Jordan Bell, blocking a shot and then stopping Tillman on the block. A guy that he's given up inches to, and you see that 1-foot step back once again. Weatherspoon unable to knock it down on that possession.
Both teams shooting under 35% from the floor. Both teams have assisted on the majority of their makes.
The third defensive stop for Jordan Bell, as you see, just challenging Tillman, keeping him away from attacking the basket and then coming over, blocking the shot of Quade Green. Came up a little gimpy after that play, subbed out because of it, but continued to defend on this end. And you see a difference with the Warriors as soon as Jordan Bell goes out, shots gets easier for the Lakeland Magic.
Pemberton, Evans, Weatherspoon, Hutchison, and Figueroa. This is Quindary Weatherspoon turning the corner to the cup.
I'm not sure if tough or strong was the best adjective for that bucket right there by Quindary Weatherspoon, but both of them apply. He was a man on a mission attacking the rim on that last possession. This is a guy who is not going to be denied. You see getting downhill, getting those strong shoulders past the defender, and then using the right hand, getting it high off the glass to finish. And a guy like Quindary Weatherspoon doesn't have to rely on his jump shot to be successful. When you've got that type of size and the ability to handle the basketball, you can get downhill and put a lot of pressure on the defense.
Tillman, Smith, Doty, Graver, and Green, the 5 on the floor for Lakeland. Quade Green, who started his college career at Kentucky, transferred to Washington, and now he's a first-year pro playing for Lakeland. Defending Pemberton and fouling Pemberton, sending the Hofstra product to the line.
I've told you multiple times about my long walk from the hotel room to get over here to the convention center. Yesterday on that long stroll,
I call it the campaign trail.
Okay, fair enough. You know, I stopped and talked to many people, and Quade Green was one of those guys I stopped and talked to yesterday, and I asked him, I said, what are you doing here? And he says, I just got called up, like yesterday or the day before, to join the Lakeland Magic. You know, and Mark Spears was talking about Quade's one of those guys who does not have a name on the back of his jersey because he's so new. And was part of the plan once the team had already departed
Santa Cruz
for
technical
Vegas.
foul number 5, Eli Pemberton. Lakeland technical foul number 10, Samir Dowdy.
Double technical. Dowdy of Lakeland, Pemberton of Santa Cruz. And every team carries a couple of blood jerseys, 90 and 99. So if somebody's a late addition, you expect them to be in 99. But now all of a sudden you have Ross in 3, Green in 4, Grayer in 45 on nameless jerseys. And that in some ways encapsulates the G League in the sense of you just got to be ready. And something that I'm sure you've never done for a college game is to confirm the roster, just to make sure who's there and who's not. That happens every game here in the G League.
You are 100% correct. I've never done that, but let me tell you this too. I've never done that in the G League. That's your job.
Just like those articles, you haven't been reading them.
Just like those articles, I do not read. That is your job. That is not mine. We all have a part to play, and that is not my part, brother.
You laid out the ground rules very early on day one. I appreciate that.
But I will say this, though. I would much prefer to have the number 3, which is my favorite number, actually, and the number 4 in comparison to number 90 or 99. So, again, with the blood jerseys having better numbers and Quade Green in one of those blood jerseys coming up with the beautiful steal and tries to go reverse for the finish, will pick up an opportunity to put 2 on the board from the free throw line.
Tied for the 6th time today. Green has the chance to unlock the score.
Goodness, you get blood on your jersey, you got to wear the number 99 or number 90? Are you a defensive lineman?
Can't be confused with anybody else out on the floor.
That is true. We have seen some guys wear the big numbers. I believe Ron Artest, or it may have been Metta World Peace at the time, wore 90-something. Dennis Rodman, I think he wore 96 or 97. Dennis Rodman wore 91. So we have seen jersey numbers in the 90s.
Timeout on the floor. Lakeland has taken the lead here in the 4th.
The holidays are happening at Lowe's.
Thank you.
Shop our Winterfest event online now for pickup at the store.
Bye.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
Tomorrow, the championship game of the Showcase Cup Tournament, top seed Delaware and number 6 Oklahoma City, 5 Eastern on ESPN News. Every team here at the Showcase plays 2 games except for Delaware and Oklahoma City. They are playing for $100,000.
Now, I asked you a question yesterday, and you researched it and found an answer for me.
I did. So I felt like I let you down again.
Well, I mean, again, this is the one time you didn't disappoint me, but, we'll move on from there. If a player makes it to the championship and then gets called up and does not play in the championship game, do they get their portion of the winnings?
You have to be in uniform, on the bench, in the building in order to get your cut.
I don't mind it. I do not mind that rule because, of course, if you're getting called up and you're getting a 10-day, you will be you'll make more than that 10,000. I can appreciate it.
And Oklahoma City will be playing without DJ Wilson, who had a double-double in the semifinals, but then earned himself an NBA deal, just becoming the next in the long line of players here in Vegas, getting the call up to the next level. Lakeland has opened up a 4-point 4th quarter lead under 8 to play. Pemberton trying to follow. Weatherspoon knocking over Smith.
And both those guys took a heavy hit on that play. Weatherspoon coming way in pain. Smith.
Loose ball foul number 35, Dylan Smith, his 6th personal foul. He is disqualified from the contest.
Felt that one. He's still trying to shake off.
Team foul on the Magic.
Beg your pardon, the foul call was against Dylan Smith. He has picked up his 6th foul, and he is done with 7:29 to go.
Weatherspoon went straight to the bench, dealing with that bump.
Traveling violation.
It's all or nothing at the NBA G League Winter Showcase, a single elimination tournament in front of NBA scouts for a chance at an NBA call-up. Showcase coverage continues. Check gleague.nba.com or download the G League app for schedules, scores, and more. Quade Green. In and out from deep. Grayer the rebound, couldn't follow. There's Jordan Bell collecting the rebound with under 7 to play.
But that was another great defensive possession by Jordan Bell, and it ends up being a great offensive possession by Bell, running the floor, sealing and getting the easy layup. But Jordan Bell actually switched out, guarded Quade Green that entire possession, contested the shot, and ended up with the defensive rebound. And again, in the NBA where there's so much switching, especially when you're talking about 4s and 5s having to step out and guard guards, Jordan Bell showing that he is more than capable of doing so.
Lakeland by 2. Quade Green on the pull-up, too strong. The board for Bell. His 16th rebound to go along with 8 points. Make it 10.
Jordan Bell, flush.
Tying it up at 78. Timeout on the floor.
Jordan Bell once again getting out in transition, back-to-back possessions. He's been the reason for the defensive stop, and he's been the reason for the bucket.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Verbo app.
When you wake, you shall have cake and all the pretty little horses, blacks and bays, dappled grays, coach and 6 white horses.
The annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues with 5 of the best gifts anyone could ask for. The star-studded schedule starts at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN with Hawk Knicks. Then over on ABC, it's Celtics, Bucks, and Warriors, Suns. Nets, Lakers is on ABC and ESPN with the day capped off by Mavs, Jazz at 10:30 Eastern. You ever play on Christmas?
I did. And one of the best feelings you can ever have, and it was my rookie year in San Antonio. We played in Phoenix. First time I'd ever been away from my family on Christmas. Talked to everyone on Christmas Eve the night before, and it was kind of in my feelings. I'm not gonna lie, I was in my feelings a little bit. I was homesick, but getting an opportunity to play on Christmas Day against Charles Barkley, against Kevin Johnson, I actually got in the game, and I believe I had 2 points, maybe 4, but I got some time on Christmas, and always wanted to get back. The only time I ever played on Christmas was my rookie year.
Bell's got 4 in a row.
He's really picked it up here in the second half on both ends of the floor, now attacking the basket. But these are possessions where in the first half, Jordan Bell was turning down, and now he's taking advantage of them. Already up to 12 points after having 4 in the first half, and it's simply because of his energy, his effort running the floor, getting easy looks.
He came into tonight's game averaging a double-double. He's notched another with 12 points and 16 rebounds. Make it 17.
But for the guy with his experience, you know, when you played at the high school, and again, Jordan Bell wasn't just on the Warriors championship teams. He played significant minutes. I mean, you know, oftentimes he was in there in the fourth quarter helping that team win games. And so when you think about someone who has this level of experience, when you come and play in the G League, the game just slows down for you. You know, everyone else is going 100 miles per hour. You're going about 50 cruising, but at the same time, your body's moving as fast. Your mind just isn't, and you don't have to worry about the small things because you know what's coming next. And you can see Jordan Bell doing that, especially defensively, but now he's turning on here offensively in the second half, specifically the fourth quarter.
Santa Cruz regaining control of this one, leading by 5. Under 5 to play. Catch and shoot, John Teskey. Caleb Ledoux claims the rebound. A push head to Jacob Evans, going right at the shot blocker, Teskey, and it lipped out. Teskey blocks that one. But it stays with Santa Cruz, a reset of 14. Ledoux stepping into a 3, no good.
The contrasting styles here. Lakeland playing 2 bigs, with Tillman and Teskey, and all guards for Santa Cruz. And you can see the pace for Santa Cruz. They want to get out and try to beat the defense down the floor. But give the guards from Lakeland a lot of credit getting back, stopping the transition.
Jump ball called. He'll be in the circle, 2 hour left. Every possession counts in this low-scoring, closely contested game. Taken by the Magic. Lakeland plays again tomorrow. Santa Cruz can start its Christmas break after the next 3:45.
Of course, you want to get a win going into your Christmas break. G League season will reset. 36-game regular season.
Kendall Smith kicking out. Stansberry in and out. .320 to go. Hawes driving against Smith.
And right now, Teskey on the perimeter. This is where the big fella has to be. A great defense by Santa Cruz. But with this small lineup, you would expect for Teskey and Tillman, both these guys, to look at their opportunities to post. And Santa Cruz has been able to coast for a minute with both Jordan Bell and Chandler Hutchinson on the bench. The 2 tallest players, and Lakeland unable to take advantage of it.
Another quadruple header for you tomorrow on the final day of the G League Winter Showcase at 2 Eastern on ESPN News. Texas takes on College Park, followed by the championship game of the Showcase Cup between Oklahoma City and Delaware at 5 Eastern. Then over on ESPN Plus at 8, Lakeland takes on Salt Lake City. And in the nightcap, Sioux Falls faces off with Austin. 2 courts used here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. 29 games in total over 4 days.
This setup is very similar to NBA Summer League. And I've only been to Summer League as a fan.
Kendall Smith and 1.
Nice bucket by Kendall Smith, attacking the basket, and more importantly, splitting the seams between Dowdy and Hawes, using the rim as a shield for the reverse layup opportunity for the 3-point play. But, you know, I've only been to Summer League as a fan, and I'm appealing to our bosses right now for me to get an opportunity to work Summer League, and I'm volunteering you.
It's a little late on the East Coast, so I don't know who's listening. but thank you.
Our bosses are always listening, for the record. I'm volunteering you know, to come with me.
I got to carry your bags?
Well, no, you'll be my play-by-play guy.
Oh,
I'll let you do that. I mean, you do all the reading for us.
By then, I'm going to have to have watched a lot of movies.
This is true. This is true. I'm going to need you to get up on your pop culture a little bit more. And of course, you know, they'll love the fact that, you know, I'm volunteering you, which means you're working for free. So it's kind of like getting 2 for 1. They just have to pay me.
So it's like that 3 after an offensive rebound.
There you go. 2 for $1.
Figueroa, corner. Evans. Figueroa, the offensive rebound. And a whistle against Lakeland.
I love the way these teams are competing at this point, because neither of these teams are actually in the Showcase Cup. They can't win the $100,000, but at the same time, they're competing as if they were. And you have to respect that, especially day 3 of, you know, the Showcase, and you're not necessarily playing for anything because the record's reset. So it's not as though these records are going to count for you, but at the same time, going out and all these guys being very competitive here in the final stretch of this game.
Lakeland shooting just 30% from beyond the arc. Santa Cruz, 7 of 43, that's 16%.
Come on, man. Jordan Bell has taken over this fourth quarter. There's a reason why Santa Cruz has an 8-point lead right now. This fourth quarter has been all about Jordan Bell. And again, this is how he can help a team. As much as NBA teams play through bigs now, especially at the high post, his ability to get into passing lanes, lead the break, make the right play, score when necessary, but defensively, he can be a huge piece to the puzzle.
Lakeland calling timeout, and we can see all the different ways that Jordan Bell has impacted this game.
Yeah, his scoring, getting to rolling to the rim, his passing, attacking the basket, being able to score over much bigger defenders, and then just getting to the rim, outrunning his defender in transition. And he has really done the job here in the fourth quarter for Santa Cruz.
6 of 8 from the floor, 12 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists. LJ Figueroa at the free throw line. Inside of the final 2 minutes, the free throw rule reverts back to the NBA standard, and so Figueroa will shoot 2 free throws, each worth a point. Empty trip. 8-point Santa Cruz lead, 1:45 remaining. Pesky looking for an outlet, baby hook baseline, no. Loose ball foul going the other way. Santa Cruz in the bonus, Warriors shooting free throws.
We talked about the bigger lineup. Jeremiah Tillman trying to get position. Team up with the offensive board. Everything doing a good job trying to box out. Frustrating Tillman, who tosses him down for the foul.
Pemberton, a Santa Cruz veteran, part of the G League bubble season last year for the Warriors. This was a semifinal game last season in which Lakeland won on its way to claiming the G League championship as a 6th seed. Oklahoma City tomorrow as a 6th seed has the opportunity to win the Showcase Cup tournament here in Vegas against a Delaware team that the Magic beat last March. Kendall Smith skips it. Figueroa knocked down three.
That might be the one. 13-point lead, and the momentum all in favor of the Santa Cruz Warriors, and they got the job done defensively.
Evans called for the foul on the closeout, sending Samir Dowdy to the free throw line.
Pemberton is injured. Jordan Bell trying to get some attention over. Pemberton walking away, wanting to stay on the court, wants to finish this one up.
Santa Cruz on the verge of winning a couple of games here at the Showcase without scoring 100 points. And in a high-scoring league, you really have to credit the defense of the Warriors. Held Long Island yesterday to 77, and with a minute to go, Lakeland only has 81.
So for the last 11 minutes of playing time in the fourth quarter, have you not been listening to me at all?
In and out.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I can appreciate that.
You were just crediting the defense so much, I just didn't want to listen to all that.
I get it. I get it. Well, I mean, again, and I'm glad
I was just summarizing what you were saying.
I am glad that you said in and out, and you were honest with me
No,
this
I'm
time.
joking.
Because you were honest. You lied to me earlier today. So therefore,
can you sanitize my microphone, please?
See, and again, I asked if these microphones had been sanitized.
I thought you meant the headset.
No, you didn't. I said clearly microphones, and you said yes. I watched them do it.
Because our crew is so good with that.
We have a great crew. However, it was our crew that said no. Oh!
Bell trying to put an exclamation point. That would have been a contender for dunk of the game, but let's check out tonight's actual dunk of the game, brought to you by AT&T 5G, and that belongs to Caleb Ledoux and this work in the first half.
It really did, and Caleb Ledoux, who missed a dunk previously to this, finishes off with authority, and that was after knocking down 2 threes to give his team just a little bit of separation to end the first half.
Ledoux checking out, 36.7 seconds to go.
Double-double for Ledoux as well.
Getting the start today. 14 points, 10 rebounds. Santa Cruz without 2 of their best players who played yesterday. They were not in the lineup today. Jeff Doughton, Axel Tupon. And yet the Warriors will leave Vegas with a couple of wins in back-to-back days. Smith to the cup.
Kendall Smith.
Lakeland will dribble it out. The final 4 seconds off the clock. Santa Cruz completes a perfect trip to the Showcase.
Partner, I want to tell you, I had a great time working with you, my man. You know, you are now considered my guy. So if anyone ever talks about, I'm not even going to say David, just Rezzy.